I'm Todd Grisham, and welcome inside the Lighthouse Theater, and what a night it's going to be. And next to me for the broadcast, the one and only Johnny Nelson.
Hi, Todd. Nice to be here with you.
It's time now for our tale of the tape. It's Saul Canelo Alvarez. He's 172 centimeters tall with a reach of 179. And he'll be facing Terence Bud Crawford, 5'7" tall, tipping the scales. This
bout is scheduled for 15 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, here is Mexico's first ever undisputed world champion and renowned star of boxing. Here is a 4-division world champion and an undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, Saul Canelo Alvarez. Fighting out of the blue corner from Omaha, Nebraska, here is the acclaimed 3-division world champion and 2-division undisputed champion of the world, Terence Bud Crawford.
Not too many seats to be had in this arena as the hype continues to build for this showdown.
This is going to be that fight. This is what people are going to be talking about forever and a day.
Under the bright lights here for this one, really good matchup, and we're hoping for a really good fight. Many said this fight would never happen, and yet here it is, and here we go. Beautiful counter shot. They're both trying for a knockout. Swing and a miss with that left hook. Good counter punch. All the seats have been taken in this unique setting. What an event it will be here tonight.
This is that place you want to say, I fought there, I've been there, and now we are here.
Swinging big and missing big with that hook. Having a hard time finding a home with that right uppercut. Well done with that counter shot. There's a counter shot. This counter puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counter puncher smart.
Back and forth they go. Neither fighter willing to back down.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Straight right just misses. Nice counter shot. Beautiful counter punch. That big hook doesn't land. They're both going for the KO. It's so obvious. That hook doesn't score. They exchange punches. He blocks the hook. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Alvarez in that last round. Well, we just just taking a big breath, and here we go again. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
They have got great ring IQ. Counter punches are the best.
How many more power punches can they take? Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. That jab doesn't score. That counter punch caught him clean. Nice counter shot. Perfect counter lands. Right uppercut just off target. These two are the perfect dance partners.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Punch, counter punch. Body shot work is fantastic. Unlucky to miss with that uppercut. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Well, with welterweights, they sometimes bring you the best of both worlds. Fast hands and power.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
Wanted to land the left hook, but was not successful. Crawford just got rocked. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. And a round that seemed like he climbed up from the jump. And there's the bell to start round 3. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Not throw out a lazy jab in this fight, you'll get knocked out. Well, Johnny, we're a couple rounds in. What are you seeing so far?
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Nice counter shot. Counter punches have to hurt. He blocks the right uppercut. There's a counter shot. They both want a highlight reel knockout. Good defense with that left jab. You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
I've seen some fighters with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a cliff. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
That counter punch caught him clean. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Beautiful counter shot. You can tell who's stronger and who's faster. We've never seen Canelo in this sort of trouble. I thought we were going to see the finish there.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
Very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Crawford and alvarez in that last round. Well, he is glad to have heard that bell.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go out there and think, right, you know what? Next round, you're getting it. You're going to get it. Kitchen.
I love that jab.
Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Good one. You don't see a lot of welterweights that can bring you one-punch KO power, but these two can.
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
And just as quickly as it slows down, it heats back up. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Well, Johnny, as you know, there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive.
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be. Having second thoughts in the ring.
They both want the knockout. Good defense there to stop that hook. Good counter punch. This is one of the best rounds I've seen this year. They exchange punches. Punch, counter punch. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
Punch, counter punch. Canelo Alvarez just got rocked in a big way. We almost saw a knockout a second ago, and now they're going toe-to-toe.
Bean Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. How about Alvarez in that last round? Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need a knockout.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
Back on the job. Get back out.
Great. I love that. I love that. That jab's slick as well.
Hey, get your boxing back together. Listen, be smart when you go out there. Just get
Getting back in the fight. Great round. Just keep him on the end of that jab and you'll
He was coasting this fight, and now you've let him back into it. Now, it's a tougher fight, and he's going to be confident now.
There's the bell to start round 5. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart, because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Beautiful counter punch. That counter punch caught him clean. Blocks that left hook. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Oh my word, Canelo just got clipped. And it appears they're out of trouble, at least for now. But that just goes to show you one clean punch changes everything.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What do they do? What do they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
The jab can't find a home. There's a big difference between being the aggressor and the effective aggressor. Which type are we seeing so far?
This is about ego.
Oh my goodness, Johnny! Canelo in serious jeopardy here of going to the canvas. Looks like trouble was averted.
Got caught sleeping on the job.
Oh my God, Johnny! Canelo Alvarez just got rocked in a big way. Big shot, and Alvarez is on the canvas. And as you can see here, a picture perfect.
1, 2, 3, 4. Come to me.
So this was an unexpected turn of events. What happens next?
Oh, he's up. I'll be surprised if he makes it back to the corner. And if he does, will he get back up on the stool again? That was a shot.
Threw a punch and just got countered. Nice counter punch right up the middle. So we enter the final 10 seconds here in a pretty dominant display. How about Alvarez in that last round? This is the beginning of round 6. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
Punch. We've never seen Canelo in this sort of trouble. They've avoided catastrophe there.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this one. Perfect counter shot. Beautiful counter punch. Nice slip to avoid the jab. Talk about punches and bunches. That's the mantra for this fighter with that exceptional hand speed.
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the
I gotta stop you here, Johnny, as we pick up the heat. Oh my word, Canelo just got clipped. Good job trying to back out of trouble.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense. Work on defense, blocking and stopping and shooting.
Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven. Oh my goodness, Johnny! Canelo in serious jeopardy here, going to the canvas. Disaster averted, it seems. We continue on.
Step back, compose yourself, compose the pace, then move, then step it up a little bit. Because if you're getting caught like that...
Oh, a big, heavy blow, and Saul is down. I think that will look even more dramatic in slow motion.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are you okay?
They're on their feet, but is this the beginning of the end?
That is a show of character. When you're put down, your ego's hurt, your chin's hurt, your body's hurting, and you've got to get up.
Hey, hold on a second, Johnny. Canelo Alvarez just got rocked in a big way. It's been all one-way traffic with just 10 seconds to go in the round. Alvarez in that last round. And there's the bell for round 7. He couldn't finish him off in the last round. Let's see what this has in store for us.
Todd, listen to me. If I knock somebody down like that round, you know this round coming out? He's getting everything, full barrel because I know his legs are gone. So this, you watch what's going to happen. If he doesn't, I'll be very, very surprised.
Threw a punch and just got countered. And this is a you hit me hard, I'll hit you hard type of fight. That counter shot lands. That hook just can't find the target. Beautiful counter shot. Beautiful. Oh my word, Canelo just got clipped. Survive that!
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
Good counter punch. He blocks that jab. Fighters landing in these exchanges, Judge is going to have a tough job.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Beautiful counter shot. This fighter is not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations and they throw them non-stop.
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've got to hope they run out of steam.
That right hook won't score. He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. Misses with that uppercut. And he just misses with that jab. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Alvarez. And we enter the 8th round. Was 1 minute enough time for them to recover after what we saw last round?
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally...
Hold on a second, Johnny. Did you see that? Canelo in serious jeopardy here, going to the canvas. And now they're right back into the fray.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
I think it's safe to say one of these fighters certainly has a significant speed advantage. You can tell who it is.
Let me explain to you about a fast fighter that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed, they're confident, they know they just have to quick burst, boom! In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them.
I gotta stop you here, Johnny, as we pick up the heat. Crawford is dazed. No, we don't see a knockdown.
Defense is everything because they got shot once, they know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense, work on defense, blocking and stopping and shooting.
We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than that.
Nothing back here in the round. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Smart defense early, trying to withstand this barrage. That hook was off target. Counter shot. Misses with that jab. The perfect counter lands. And these shots, even if they land, are going to do no damage. Beautiful counter shot. Alvarez. Let's see how much fatigue we see here in round 9. That 1-minute break surely wasn't enough for him to completely recover.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you cheated, the ring can be the lonely...
Hold on a second, Johnny. Did you see that? Canelo Alvarez just got rocked in a big way. And right back into the fray.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What did they do? What did they tell him when he got back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
Perfect counter shot. We've never seen Canelo in this sort of trouble. Don't see a knockdown.
Being dazed now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
In the build-up to this fight, Johnny, this power puncher told us, listen, I don't care if it's round 1 or round 12, I've got enough power and confidence to end this in one shot.
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
You gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's gonna be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Well done with that counter shot. The jab doesn't quite connect. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
An uppercut does not score. Good left cross. Good counter punching. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Alvarez in that round.
Switch on. Switch on.
There's the bell to start round 10. How much do they have left in the tank after that last round?
What are they doing that round? Are they trying to get an earning out? That's a lot of energy burst. They did 6 rounds in one. They're going to be absolutely shattered.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. And that jab just missed with the left hand. There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
They know the second they touch you, it's them. They're that powerful.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? Straight right hand. Once he dropped his gloves, he got caught. Well done with that counter shot. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. How about that time counter shot? The jab not finding its target. Can they figure out the combination to this save?
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right.
What you've got to do, Tony, is anticipation. You've got to wait. You just got to throw caution to the wind and just hope. You're never going to know where the shots are coming from. You just got to put in the guess.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. That uppercut doesn't get through. There's a counter shot. How about that time counter shot? Nice job blocking the left hook. That hook was off target. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Alvarez.
Switched off. What are you doing?
There's the bell to start round 11. Not sure these two fighters can keep up the pace we saw last round, but you know they're going to try.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Beautiful counter shot. That counter shot lands. This fighter's certainly not going to out-throw their opponent by any means. But hold that thought! Oh my word, Canelo, the pound-for-pound king, Canelo is down! Wow, that impact was incredible. Let's take...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You okay?
Unfortunately, it's going to take more than that to keep this fighter down.
What resilience to be down and to be back up again, to get yourself back into fight again, to show your fitness and determination. Maximum respect.
He got out of the way of that right hook. At the halfway point, there's no doubt who's won this round so far.
The corners must be so happy. Down to a T, play the plan out to a T. If they can pick up momentum and do this over and over and over again, they've got it.
Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's so hard to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. Good counter punch. Right hook just missed. Beautiful counter shot. Final 10 seconds here. Unless something major happens, I think we all know who won that one. Alvarez in that last round. He's been knocked down, but at least not knocked out yet. Can make up.
It's a tough fight.
There's the bell for round 12. He got knocked down in the last round. Let's see what he can do here.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff.
This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. Well, just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
Hold on a second, Johnny. Did you see that? Crawford's legs are all over the place. Crawford got hit hard, and down he goes. They knew it when they threw it. The perfect body shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You still want to fight?
Can't believe they managed to beat the count, but that could be the last hurrah.
Got to waste time. Get a step behind the referee. When he comes close, tie him up. The referee's then got to paw you. Walk around the ring. You've just got to make the most of it. Because if you let him jump back on you again, he's going to get momentum and pull you down again. And that's a lot of points to lose in the round.
Need to pick things up here in the second half of the round.
There's a lot of work to do, and you know what? It's hard to pull back. Don't get into the habit of losing. Don't get into the habit of being second place. You've got to change the habit. You've got to change something, because otherwise, why should it change?
Have to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. A lot of effort being exerted here. Unlucky to miss with that jab. There's a counter shot. Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. A perfect counter shot. Nice hook there. Nice counter shot. Final 10 seconds here, and this has not been his round for sure. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. So it's
Stay focused.
and there's the bell to start the round. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
What a knockdown. 1 minute, you need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
Those counter punches have to hurt. There's been a significant aggression difference in this fight, Johnny. What do you see?
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a tell. That's what you do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
What heart, what desire, but at what cost? He blocks the right hook. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Beautiful counter punch. Canelo in serious jeopardy here, going to the canvas. Thought that was going to be a knockdown at least.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
A real good back and forth between these two fighters.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
That hook was thrown with some bad intentions. Nice counter shot. And he scores with the counter. It's always fascinating to watch two good welterweights because they've got blurry hand speed and good power.
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when they've done in the ring with fights like that and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
Perfect counter shot. They block the hook. Canelo Alvarez just got rocked in a big way. And it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
Step back, compose yourself, compose the pace. Then,
Despite what the... Hold it right there! We've never seen Canelo in this sort of trouble. Alvarez in that last round.
He's starting to make mistakes.
They ring the bell, and here we go. Let's see how much recovery they saw there in the last minute.
exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. The only fear you have with this fighter is, has he punched himself out? Oh my word, Canelo just got clipped. It appears they weathered the storm. How, I'm not sure.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
It's the one who draws first blood, Tom. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
That counter shot lands. That right uppercut misses. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Stamina is off the charts. The old adage is, no matter how much speed you've got, timing beats speed.
So you're getting in there with someone that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking because you've got to get some before you get in close.
Big hook thrown, but it doesn't connect. A perfect counter shot. This is some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Canelo started on Alvarez in that last round. Stamina is always an issue in a prize fight.
It's when you talk about championship material.
Win this round. You had everything.
So here we are, the final round of the fight. Fatigue is setting in. Let's see how they handle it here in this round.
What were they doing that round? Are they trying to get an early out? That's a lot of energy burst. They did 6 rounds in one. They're going to be absolutely shattered.
You can tell one of these fighters is starting to fade. What does he need to do to get back in this contest?
And you've got 2 fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Incredible work rate. We've never seen Canelo in this sort of trouble. What an upset here as Alvarez goes down. Wow, let's take another look at that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're out.
So time to go celebrate after a knockout win here.
Oh, what a shot. What a shot. You see shots like that in the gym. At least for once, this is on TV. Thousands around the world saw that shot. They probably even heard it.